Morning, folks. This next video is going to be a really short trail, but it has some great problems. Really wonderful transitions from surfaces and a good view of how a trailing dog can switch from tracking to air scent to trailing so seamlessly with absolutely no help. And a little shout out to my new publisher at Grey Wolf Publishing. Can't wait to see my new book, The Tao of Trailing, coming out this fall or winter. All right, folks, enjoy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I would go ahead and put him on harness. I think he's already an odor. Shorter leash, too long. Don't let him eat that, whatever it is. Shorter leash. You're lifting it up so you can manage it. There you go. Good. Watch him. Watch him. Search command.
Yeah.
Great shout out to our friends at Elite Canine and Canine Cop Magazine. You guys rock. And this is just a little slow-mo shameless marketing just for you. Okay, so let's look at this in slow motion. And you can see how the dog detects the exact step-off point with the real strong commitment to the track odor right as it gets to the clay top of the tennis court here. You're also going to notice then that the dog kind of peels off to the right, obviously an odor, but now the nose isn't planted so hard on the ground. Right now what we're doing is we're following drifting odor. Let's do this in slow-mo again. Watch how the dog head pops hard to the right. He's detecting the scent on the right-hand side on the grass track, and this is why he's gravitating to this side. You'll also see him hit hard right on the track and then follow it almost footstep for footstep. Now, what's significant about this is the dog had just drifted right hard to the far end of the tennis court, as you can see here. This is because of wind-blown scent. He came back and head popped to the exact track. This is how the dogs go back and forth between trailing and tracking. Trailing is following wind-blown human odor, tracking is following the footsteps. And the thing about tracking and trailing is that you have to allow the dog to do this on their own, seamlessly, without any help from you or any pushing or guiding. The dogs do this naturally. They go from air scenting, trailing, tracking. They do this all by themselves. They do it quite well. They don't need our help at all to tell them what they should be doing.
Our poor little boy. Okay, so that was interesting. You got to remember that what he just did there, okay? He's still got a little bit of odor here. Just use that leash, all of it. You got to remember that spot that he did that at. Dogs don't do that unless there's a reason.
Here we have the dog working the fringe of the wind-blown odor, and he's going to come back hard to the track. You're going to notice as he's coming back, he's going to hit on the exact step-off point right here, and then drift to the right with the wind-blown odor. He hasn't exactly connected the dots. Even though he did it before when he hit the wall, he wasn't exactly sure because there's so much odor here to the right. You have to allow him to investigate.
More than likely, we've got a lot of swirled odor because the wind is hitting the building and then billowing back out here. That's actually maybe a good thing to do, is just drop it and watch him. Catch up with him. Hurry up. There's your track right there. And it's right in line with where he hit the wall, remember? Got a good corner coming up, so you need to pie it. Get ready. Too late. Just drop it and pick it up. Look at that odor. Lots of odor right there. Nice. I bet you more than anything she really got some scent right there.
Our trail layer Samantha told us afterwards that she had stopped past that doorway, noticed a sign with a note on it, and she went back to read it. It was talking about how the school was closed and now being used for the rec center. So she sat there and read the sign for a few seconds. That is what the dog was reacting to, that extra odor of somebody standing still at just one spot. Very, very interesting, but something to keep in mind.
Use that leash. There you go. Good. Just use the leash. Ooh, got a little air scent. Look at that. You see that? Mm-hmm. That's a little proximity alert. Just drop it next time.
If you notice, Coda's been wagging his tail the whole time here. We are in proximity scent right now. We've got fresh odor landing in this area. Usually when a dog is wagging his tail this way, it means that he's close to his subject, especially for the dogs that really like their subjects. This is something you can't ignore. I mean, if you watch the dog here, the tail's not really actively reacting, but once he gets into good proximity, you'll see it. This preparatory phase in slow motion to a good proximity alert. You're going to notice that dog's tail starts wagging really good right before this. That head comes up, and whoo, we get a good air scent.
Okay, see you're getting a wagging tail? Mm-hmm. Good proximity alert right here. Remember this spot. Sometimes buildings can do really weird things with odor.
And this is what we have here. We found out later the subject was just on the other side of the building, right around the corner. And what was happening is because it's morning and the sun's coming up and it's starting to heat, the thermals and the wind and the scent are blowing scent right over the top of the building, and they're depositing in this nice little pocket. Keep that in mind. Especially when you have a situation where you're on a real search and all of a sudden you see your dog is alerting and some doorways and some windows, your first thought might be that he's inside. But when in actuality, you could have some scent coming in from the other side of the building. Pay attention to these things. They're really important.
This is where all the odor's pooling for some reason. Wagging tail again. Oh, look at that wiggle butt! Look at that wiggle butt!
Here's the overall view of the trail. Super, super short. but lots of wonderful problems. Some good surface transitions where you get to watch the dog work. Everything is legible in the dog's body language. You can read it. He is like a book, and the handler did an absolutely fantastic job. She's going to make a great trainer one day.